Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, last session we discussed all important things related to TypeScript. Now we know the basic language which is required for Angular. So, to learn Angular, we need a new language. That's the reason we have to spend more time to understand this TypeScript. Without TypeScript, it is impossible to deal with Angular. So you have to learn TypeScript first. We done that. Now from today we will see what is Angular, how it works, and all its environment. Actually, in the introduction I given simple overview about Angular. One more time, some more things we will see, and we will start working with it. The first we are learning Angular 14, right? The version of Angular is currently 14. Now, first basic point you should know is actually Angular is a developer's platform. Angular is a developer's platform. That is the first point. So generally, many times when people call Angular, means they talk about Angular. Several times you will hear people saying Angular is a framework. That is correct. Angular is a framework, but it is not just a framework. Angular is a complete developer's platform. It is more than a framework. What is meant by developer's platform? Actually, developer's platform provides end-to-end solution for developer. End-to-end solution for developer means it provides all tools and languages so that are required for building application, for debugging application, and for testing application, and for deploying application. That means what a software developer needs. So what tools a software developer needs? In professional software development, every developer needs tools for building an application. After building application, finding the bugs and fixing them, means issues. After that, testing, whether it is matching the client requirements or not. After that, deploying. Deploying means finally publishing, making it ready for client. So for building, for debugging, for testing, for deploying, so many different frameworks, tools are required. And Angular provides all of them at one place. So generally, many technologies are not developers' platform. They will provide a language, and for testing, we have to go to other third parties. For deployment, we have to use other third parties. So if a technology is providing end-to-end solution, then it is called developers platform. So actually this is official Angular. This is official Angular website, and see, it says that the modern web developers platform. The modern web developers platform. So if anybody says Angular is a framework, it's okay. That means they are not still aware of complete Angular. They still think that Angular is a framework, but Angular itself says that I am a platform. Angular official itself, they are saying that we are a platform. What does that means? That means we are more than a framework. We have lot of things. Developer platform means it provides everything what a developer needs. From building to deployment, every tool is provided. That is what the concept of developers platform. Actually, Google introduced Angular, so as open source, and it is maintained by large community of developers and organizations. So originally Angular developed by Google. Google developed Angular and they made it open source. So several individuals, several communities are contributing to Angular. So that means now only Google is not responsible for Angular. So many individuals, so many companies, so many communities are contributing to Angular. That means they are providing some new features. They are adding some new facilities into Angular. Originally developed by Google and maintained by community of developers and organizations. Actually, Google started with Angular JS. This already I explained in introduction. No need to again repeat that. Google started with Angular JS. Then from Angular JS up to the last version of Angular JS. The last version of Angular JS is 1.8. The last version of Angular JS is 1.8. That is the last version of Angular JS. Angular JS was having lot of problems. To overcome those problems, Google again started Angular as alternative for Angular JS. They started alternative for Angular JS. Angular and Angular JS both are not same. Angular JS is different, Angular is different. If any job requirement is asking Angular JS, that means you are not eligible for that. Because Angular JS is different, and by learning Angular, you cannot handle Angular JS. Angular JS you can learn separately, then you can handle. So Angular JS is different, Angular is different. Many people say that Angular JS is outdated, not used anymore. It's not like that. Any technology which is used for a decade, it is not immediately outdated. It will again run for one more decade. That means for more than again 10 years, Angular JS will be there. But people prefer using advanced than Angular JS, right? Angular JS is no longer developed, but Angular JS is still used. In many job requirements also, especially they ask, for example, this is Naukri, and you are searching for some Java full stack developer, and you see in the requirements, some companies will ask for Angular, some ask for Angular JS. So you can see, here they are asking for Angular. This is a Java full stack developer, Angular. Now let's see, some companies may ask for Angular JS also. That means they are still old companies. They may be using still Angular JS. Then they will ask Angular JS. Let's filter that exactly. Java developer Angular JS. Okay. So that I can directly get that. You can see here some companies Angular. You see they are asking Angular JS and Angular. This is .NET developer. They are asking for both Angular JS. They are asking Angular also asking. Both are not same. That means you learnt Angular, then you see web developer, they are asking Angular JS. Now you are not eligible for them. Why? Because Angular JS is completely different. And if you learn perfectly Angular, nobody need to teach you that. You can explore by yourself and you can easily handle Angular JS also. But with the knowledge of Angular, you cannot work on Angular JS. It is completely different. So you should know clearly that Angular JS is different. Angular is different. Angular is advanced when compared to what? Angular JS. Angular JS. So Google started Angular, and latest version of Angular is 14x version, and 15 is coming. Mostly by the time you finish Angular, 15 will be ready. That means by the time we finish Angular, 15 will be ready. Angular 14 minor release happened just 1 week back. So means one more new version of Angular came. So some new changes will be there in that. We are going to learn all latest features of Angular. So if you can handle Angular 14, you can handle other versions also, but you cannot handle Angular JS. Understood? Sometimes companies ask, we want Angular 8, we want Angular 9, but you should know that up to Angular 11, versions, they are no longer under support. They are no longer under support. So that means they are gone actually professionally. Up to 11 versions, they are not under support. 12, 13 and 14 are under support currently. Angular 12, Angular 13, Angular 14, these are under support. Right? Not under support means if you are still using those versions and there is any technical problem, they are not responsible. That means the company who built that Angular is not responsible for any issue. You can post that issue on community. Anybody may answer that. Then with that help, you can resolve the issues. But officially, nobody will support you. But if any version is under support, official Angular community supports. Official Angular community supports means you got some technical issues. Then technical issues means some features are not properly working, and that is problem from Angular side. Then those people will come. Those Angular official community will come and they can resolve issue for you. Right? That is advantage if it is under support. If it is not under support, you are on your own. That means you have to solve the problems by yourself. Right? If anything is not working, you have to look for an alternative. You cannot ask for corrections. Right? That is what actually. So Angular versions up to 11 versions, they are not under support. Now currently active versions are 12, 13 and 14. Mostly 12 will end this November. It is going to end. Only 13 and 14. And in next month, Angular 15 is coming. So Angular versions will be gradually increasing, means gradually improving. Every 2-3 months, new version will come, compulsory. Compulsory Angular versions will be every 2-3 months. So a new version you have to expect. That is the strategy of Angular team actually. So current, which version of Angular we are dealing? Angular 14. Angular 14. So now, what is the purpose of Angular? Actually, Angular is used. Angular is used for building SPA. SPA means single page applications. Angular is used for building single page application. That in the introduction I explained already. What are the challenges in modern web development? How to overcome the challenges? What is single page application? These things I given in the introduction already. Those videos are already there. If you missed, you can watch the videos in classroom link. Those introduction related videos we discussed about those points already. So Angular features, Angular JS drawbacks, all those things I already explained. I'm just giving an overview to start practically. So Angular is used for building single page applications. So if anybody asks what you will build using Angular, that means we build single page application. What is single page application means? Single page application means user will stay on only one page and can access everything onto that page. User can stay on only one page and can access everything onto that page. It will not be like moving from one page to another. Everything comes onto one page. These days, everything is majority single page applications. Your Facebook is single page application, Twitter is single page, Gmail is single page, Amazon is single page, all are single page applications. Netflix, Prime Videos, OTT platforms, all are single page applications. So we are going to learn how to build single page applications by using Angular. For that, first we need to set up environment. We need to learn the architecture, how Angular actually works. Let's see. First thing, to work with Angular, we will see how do we set up environment. For Angular, how to set up environment for Angular. Already few things we done, because for TypeScript already we done so many concepts. So first thing, to work with Angular, first you have to download and install Node.js on your PC. Already we have it. We already installed Node.js, and we have to download and install TypeScript. This also we done. And one more we need to download and install editor. Editor is which one? Visual Studio Code. Already we have these three things, so no need to do. Because for TypeScript we done already these. We installed Node.js, we installed TypeScript, and we installed editor. All these are already there. Extra what you have to do is, now you have to download and install Angular CLI. You have to download and install Angular CLI. Actually, CLI is a command line tool. So command line tool used for managing, creating and managing Angular projects. So for creating and managing Angular projects, we need a special tool, that is Angular CLI. We have to download and install this Angular CLI. So how to download and install Angular CLI? Just what you have to do is, you open your command prompt in the command prompt, you have to run npm install globally @angular/cl. That is how we have to install Angular CLI on the PC. So you have to run this command npm install globally, because so if you install globally, then only it is available everywhere. In any drive, you can use it. So Angular CLI is a special tool. By using this tool, you can create projects, you can maintain your projects. So Angular related all project management is done by using this tool. It will provide some commands. By using that, we can manage. We have to install this tool first. But so if already, so this is enough actually. If you install, it is ready. Now here the concept is, if your PC is already having Angular CLI, older version, so then update. So update to new. If it is having any older version, then we have to update to the new version. Actually, the older version, we have to update to the new version. How? Because actual for that, see how to check. Generally, you go to Angular official website. This is Angular official website. And in this Angular official website, when we go to this docs, this is the documents, and in the documents, docs versions, you can see the versions. These are the current versions of Angular actually. Means these are Angular versions. So currently stable version is this, stable is actually 14 version actually it is. We will do one thing here. We can directly go to versions. We will search directly versions. You will see Angular versions. Where is it? Angular versioning and release. Yeah. You see, these are the versions of currently Angular versions release history. These are the versions actually, and this is Angular. So this is 14.1, 14.2 and 15. 15 is latest, but it is still under development. So that is the reason the latest version means if they have updated the new version, so then it will get that new version. You see, currently active version is 14. Currently active version is 14. And as I told you, from version 2 to 11 are no longer under support. They are no longer under support. Only 12, 13 and 14. And 13 also is going to end mostly, it end November or December, it will end this year. Then only 13 and 14 will be there. And current version is 14. In 14, again, minor releases will be there. Minor releases means every 2 months or 1 month, a new feature is added. You have to update. Otherwise, you cannot use that new feature. So what we have to do is, first, we need to uninstall if any existing version is there. So how to check which version of Angular is already there? Actually, in your command prompt, if Angular is there, ng version. Actually, ng version is going to get you the Angular version and display. This is going to display the Angular version. That means ng-version. So ng app. So this command actually ng help. Yeah, you see ng version, it is going to get the current installed version here. This is current installed version. You can see the current installed version is 14.0.2. Now what we have to do is we need to update to very latest version. So it is actually recently they have 14.1, 14.2 minor releases. You have to update to that. In your computers, if already Angular is not there, don't worry. You don't need to worry about that. You directly install, then latest version only will install. If that means if you install this command, which version it will install? Latest. Whatever latest is there. If old version is there, then what you have to do is first point, check existing version. How to check existing version? You have to use ng version command. After that, you have to uninstall existing version. If any existing version you are using, uninstall. So how to uninstall? npm uninstall globally @angular.cli. You have to uninstall the existing version by using this command. So if anybody is already having Angular, you uninstall the old version and update to new, because in new version so many changes are there and we are going to see those changes, and they cannot work if you are still using an older version. So you need to update. First uninstall. Let's see. I am running here npm uninstall globally @angular/CLI. This is going to uninstall Angular on my PC. If already Angular is installed, it is going to uninstall on my PC. After uninstalling, still it is uninstalled, removed these packages. After uninstalling, you have to run the command. So clear. So npm clear cache. This command you have to run. This clear cache is a command actually. So yeah, clear cache. So ng, right? We uninstalled. So npm means it is already uninstalled. Then we'll check ng version. It is not there anymore. That means it is completely uninstalled. When it is uninstalled, now what we have to do? We have to install it. That means you installed. So this is uninstalled successfully. After that, if you have any doubt that some temporary files are there, because sometimes what happens after uninstalling also, some temporary files are left in your PC. Due to that, new version cannot properly install. You will get errors. So what you do is you run the command npm cache verify. You use the command cache verify. Actually, this cache verify is going to delete all the temporary files, if any, left out after uninstalling. After uninstalling, you have to run the command npm cache verify. It will take some time to delete all the temporary files which are left after uninstalling. If you don't do that, next version cannot properly install. It will show you a message that already there are some files. Please clean them first. So that is the reason better you use this command. So what you have to do here, npm cache verify. That means what this command will do is it will clean up any traces are present related to Angular. It will clean up. After that, now what we have to do? After uninstalling existing version, now install new version. Now install new version. How to install new version? npm install globally at the net what Angular / CLI. That is how we have to do. Remember, many times people are confused. They ask like how to upgrade from old version to new version. Remember, upgrading old version to new version, that word is related to project. If your project is in old version, to upgrade to new version, we use the word upgrade. Upgrade. Angular versions are not upgraded. Angular versions are uninstalled and installed. Upgrade is the word used for projects. If a project is developed in old version and you want to extend and increase to higher version, then it is called upgrading. In your computer, Angular is installed and you want new version of Angular, that is not updating, that is not upgrading, that is uninstalling and again install. Upgrading is the word used only for projects. How to upgrade project from old version to new, I will tell you. For that, other scenarios are there. This is not upgrading Angular projects. This is completely removing an old version and installing a new version of Angular in our PC. That is that. So now you see a new version. So it is still verifying because it will take some time to clean up all the system files, right? And once it is ready, it is deleting all the temporary files. Then we can install the new version of Angular. Yeah. Meanwhile, we will see the other commands so that we can run that. See, once Angular is ready, how to check the version? Every time if you want to check the version, you have to use ng version. ng version. ng is shortcut command for Angular CLI. Angular CLI commands are accessed by using the prefix called ng. And here one regular doubt comes for the people, like why it is called Angular? Why it is called Angular? What is the reason behind that word Angular? Because actually, see, for that I will show you a simple difference generally. Suppose we will see a simple difference of why it is called Angular part. We will see that. Actually, I will take any our previous project we are having. Yeah. Suppose we are trying to write some logic. That means I will add a new file here. And this is some library. It is a HTML file and we are adding some HTML code into this. And see, I'm using some text box, username and a text box. Input type is equal to text. And here I will put a button, or simply in the next line, I will keep a paragraph. Now, what is the concept here is, whenever user types anything in text box, here I need to display that message. That means in the paragraph, I want to display that name, whatever entered. Means what is entered in text box, we have to collect and display in this paragraph. Generally, how JavaScript or jQuery will do. For example, I will show you. Simply ID is username. Suppose you are using JavaScript or jQuery, then how it actually works is, see, we have to write a event on key up. on key up. So get user function. We have to write a function outside. So we write a function get user. What this get user have to do? It should get, so document dot get element by ID. It should get the get element paragraph is not having ID. Document dot query selector. Query selector, we are accessing paragraph. Inner HTML, we are displaying document get element by ID, username dot value. This is a simple JavaScript code. Means whatever entered in text box, we are collecting and we are displaying that inside paragraph. Now, where is the code that you written? The code for this text box is written outside its area, somewhere in a function. From there we are accessing and using it. Now you see when we run this, so that means when we run this, now what happens? Whatever you are typing inside the text box. So here, whatever you are typing inside the text box, I am typing inside the text box, that will display. So in the paragraph, that means while typing, it will display in the paragraph. That is how generally JavaScript works. The JavaScript or jQuery works in this way. But how Angular works, see. Actually, now I will show you another. For that, I need to install simple here, npm install Angular. Yeah. Now I will show you the same concept here by using, I'm using Angular JS for you, just for a sake of making you understand about the concept. Yeah. Actually, see, I'm creating another page, framework, okay.html. Yeah. So here I'm using, see, I'm linking some script as a source, node modules, angular.js. So we are using ng app. Okay. And here we are saying name, input type is equal to text, and that name we want to display in the paragraph. And see here, what we are doing is inside the angle brackets, in this angle brackets, we are configuring ng model is equal to username, and here we are displaying hello and whatever that username is, that means username. We are displaying like this. Now the point here, are we writing any functions here? We are not writing any functions. No functions, no events, no references, nothing. Just inside this angle bracket, you declared some reference, and in another angular bracket, you are using that reference. There is no function, there is nothing. Inside Angular, you written some concept, and observe carefully now. When I run this here, so name, I am entering some name that will work here. It is also working. This time, no function, no logic, nothing. That means all the functionality is inbuilt written. What we have to just do is, we need to attach that functionality here. We have to just attach the functionality. What ng model can do is, it can collect the data that is entered inside text box while typing, and it is displayed here. That is a simple approach. That means we are not writing any event, we are not writing any function, we are just writing everything in angle bracket. If anything, everything is managed in an angle bracket. Everything is managed in an angular bracket, then that is called Angular. So why this technology is called Angular? Because it manages all its activities within Angular. We don't need to go outside Angular. Because JavaScript, jQuery have to go outside Angular and write functions, manipulate the elements. But this can manage inside Angular. So that means it is a framework which manages majority of its activities inside Angular braces. These Angular braces generally you call as tag container. Everything is managed in that Angular. That is the reason this technology is named as Angular. Previously, you see, you have to write the functionality outside Angular. Now here we don't need to do that, just simply inside Angular. Everything it can manage. That is the meaning of the word Angular. Why it is called Angular? Because of its nature. Okay, right. So we uninstalled old version and we cleaned the cache. You see, cache is cleared. That means garbage collected, unnecessary files are deleted, everything cleaned up. If you miss this point, then what happens is new versions cannot properly install. So make sure that you uninstalled. After that, cache verify. Cache verify will delete all the temporary files and clean up. That means there are no traces of Angular in your computer. Now install the new version. So how to install? npm install globally what? Angular CLI. This is going to download and install the new version for Angular. So once the new version is successfully installed, we will check the latest version. That means it will install the latest. Suppose in any company, they asked that we are using Angular 11, please install Angular 11 only. Then how to install any specific version? To install any specific version, so to install any specific version, just you have to run like this: npm install globally @angular/CLI @11 or 12 or version number you have to give. That is how we need to define. That means if any specific version you want to install, you have to use that, right? Then it will install only that particular version, only that particular version. If you don't mention version, whatever latest version is there, it will take. Now, once it is installed successfully, it is downloading. It will take some time for downloading all the Angular library for you. Yeah. So installed successfully, Angular installed successfully. Now check the version, ng version. ng version will get the latest version what is installed. And the version is 14.2 as I told you. Actually, earlier I have the version 14.0.2. And this 14.2 is very latest. Just on 26th October 2022 it released. So that means just 1 week, 10 days back, this version is available. And you have to update to this new version now. Okay. Once it is installed, that means we have the latest Angular version currently running. So it is fine. Now you have Angular in your computer ready. So it is clear for everyone, right? If you don't have any version of Angular, No need to worry about all these points. Just simply run this command npm install global. If already you have an Angular version, update. First uninstall old version, clear the cache, install the new version. Next important, after that, second, after you installed Angular, set up workspace for Angular projects. Set up workspace for Angular projects. Actually, we are working in a different environment now. So on YouTube channels and websites, what they show you about Angular project is different. What we are learning here is different. So you have to try and use the commands exactly how I showed in the class. So sometimes you people do in a hybrid way, half from me, half from YouTube channel. Then your knowledge will be an hybrid knowledge only. Half, not this, not that, incomplete, useless. So either follow me or follow that YouTube channel, right? Don't follow both, you will be confused. Why? Because majority 99% all tutorials will not teach you how to create a workspace. They will teach you directly how to create a project. What is a workspace? In real-time projects, a workspace is a collection of projects. That means multiple projects we will maintain in a workspace so that we can share information between projects. One project to another project, sharing of library, sharing of resources can happen. So in real world environment, directly we will not create a project, which is generally shown in all websites. So we will create a workspace. In that workspace, we will maintain projects. What is workspace? Technically, workspace is a set of projects. Workspace is a set of projects. That means actually workspace provides unified. Workspace provides unified environment for all projects. Unified environment for all projects. It allows to share resources across projects. That means you can manage multiple projects at one place. That is workspace. So how to create workspace? How do we set up workspace? Let's see. For that, to set up workspace, first we will decide any location for workspace first. Suppose in my computer here, some D drive. Yeah. Suppose I have some D drive, E drive, some location. Okay, in D drive, this is D drive. I will do one thing. I will go to my computer D drive, D : directly. Now here we will first create a workspace for our projects. And when you create a workspace, a folder is created and all your projects are present in that folder. So how to create workspace? ng new and workspace name. Workspace name is, I will give Angular workspace. Angular workspace. You can give any name, my projects or some XYZ, anything you can give. Suppose I will give some Angular projects. Okay. Angular projects is the workspace name. That is workspace name. And the space you have to give. Actually, if you leave it like this, by this name, workspace is not created, project is created. We don't want to create a project, we want to create only workspace. Then we have to continue the command hyphen create application. We have to use create application. Create application is equal to false. create application is equal to false. That means it is not creating an application, it is creating a workspace. Otherwise, what will happen is, otherwise it will create, so unknown hyphen hyphen, right? Otherwise, what happens is, it is going to create a project directly by that name. That means we have to create application false. That means directly workspace is created. Project is not created now, only workspace is created. So first step, what you have to do, so to create workspace, go to any location on your PC and open in command prompt. Go to any location on your PC and open in command prompt. I taken this D drive. Here we have to run the command ng new Angular projects and hyphen hyphen create application. Create application is equal to false. That is the command you have to do. That means now workspace is created by name Angular projects, where you can maintain multiple projects, is created by name Angular projects, where you can create multiple projects. So first we will see what workspace contains, what is present inside the workspace. You see, I executed this command, so successfully created, installed successfully. Workspace created, by which name workspace created? Angular projects in D drive. Now let's open that location, right? Now what you have to do, so open workspace folder in Visual Studio Code. You have to open the workspace folder in Visual Studio Code. What is the workspace folder? It will be Angular projects. That is the folder name. In D drive, a folder is created by that name. Now let's open Visual Studio Code, and in Visual Studio Code, I will add this here. Right, in Visual Studio Code, let's open that folder, open folder, and it is in D drive. We have Angular projects, and open that folder. You can see by default, the project comes with some files automatically. You see some files are already there. And in this, some files already you know. What files you know? tsconfig.json you know. Package.json you know. I hope many people know node modules also. Node modules is a general folder in web development. All library files are present in that folder. That means you install Bootstrap, you install jQuery, you install any library in Angular project. That library related files are present in node modules. Remember, this is not a project. It is just a workspace. Project is not there. Currently only workspace is there. And what is the file structure of workspace? Let's see. That means, so we will see workspace. So workspace file system. So workspace file system, what are present in that workspace? Observe carefully. Workspace file system, I will give file or folder and a description. We'll see file, folder and description. So workspace file system, actually in the workspace file system, you observe what are the files and folders available. First see, there is a folder called .vs code. VS Code. It is nothing but it comprises of Visual Studio Code, VS Code extensions that are used for Angular, For Angular, some extensions we can use, like Angular related IntelliSense extension. IntelliSense extension means when you install that extension, then Angular related more help will come in Visual Studio Code. That means whenever you are typing anything related to Angular, it will pop up, it will alert you, it will show you suggestions. Generally, such extensions that are installed for Angular, all that information is present here. Currently, we don't have any extensions. How to install them, I will tell you. We will see that. Initially, VS Code folder contains information about the extensions that are used for Angular in this workspace. Okay. Next, node modules. Many people know this. Actually, node modules, it comprises of all library files. You download and install any library for projects. All that library files are present here. Suppose you installed Bootstrap on your workspace. Now Bootstrap contains JS files, CSS files. Where they are present? They are present in node modules. Any library you install, the library related files are present here. So you see node modules have lot of files. All the library related files are present here. Okay. Next, you have another file, .editor config. Editor config. That means actually it comprises of rules for editor. Rules for editor. If you want to set any rules for editor, then you can set here. Editor rules means what? For example, you are using Visual Studio Code. Same project in another location, another team is using another editor. They may use. Suppose people in UK, in our team, same project, they are using another editor called some Sublime or WebStorm or some other editor. Our editor is different, their editor is different, but project is same. Then editor to editor, coding structure, coding rules should not change. That means string must be in double quote. Sometimes string can be written in single quote also. Then we will set rules that don't put double quote, use only single quote. Such rules will allow the project to have good code, not contradictory code. Contradictory code means one developer writes in one way, another person writes in another way. It will reduce that. So rules for editor are defined in this file. You see already some rules are there. You see it is saying quote type single quote. That means whenever you write a string in TypeScript, don't use double quote, use single quote. It's not mandatory. You can change the rule. You can set it to double quote, then everybody will write double quote. If I write double quote, what will happen? Nothing. It will show warning, not error. It will show warning saying that as per rules, they are asking single quote. Please use single quote. If you violate the rules, no problem, it will work. But in testing, it will fail. Why? Because in testing, they will test the rules also. According to rules, it is there or not, they will verify. That is the reason we should follow these rules. So remember, only some rules are there. So many rules will be added when you start working on a project. Okay. So editor related rules are present here. Another one, there is another file called, so git ignore. I hope many people know this who worked with Git. Already, if you have any awareness on using Git like tool for versioning or for project collaborations, because that is generally used by software developers these days very much. If you are publishing your project on Git, then some folders we need to ignore, not to publish. Such what we need to ignore while publishing, those details we mention in Git ignore. Generally what we do when you are publishing a project, we will not include this folder called node modules. It is ignored. We will ignore that folder and we will include only few folders when we are finally publishing the project. If you are collaborating your projects with Git only, it is necessary. It is not mandatory that every project must be on Git. You can use different cloud. So you can use AWS, you can use Azure, you can use Firebase. So many cloud technologies are there. We can use anything. This is only if you are collaborating with Git. If you are collaborating with Git, that means it defines the folders and files so that are ignored while publishing that are ignored while publishing. So while publishing, what are the files folders need to be ignored? That publishing on Git, right? That is Git ignore. So because in Angular we will learn how to collaborate with cloud, how to make our applications live. We will learn about that. Then you can practice live deployment also for projects when you are working. Another file, there is a file called angular.json. It is a configuration file. It is configuration file for projects that are running in the workspace, It is a configuration file for projects that are running in workspace. Currently, what projects are running in workspace? Nothing, zero. We don't have any projects. So currently this will be limited. It is empty. It doesn't have much settings. Later when you add a project related settings are present in this file. What are project related settings means? Project related settings means, so from where scripts are accessed. So from where styles are accessed. Somewhere static resources like images are accessed. All such rules are defined in this location. That means generally if a project is working, from which location it has to pick the static files, from which location it has to pick the script files. All that configuration is defined here. I will tell you an interesting point here. Actually, means this is related to bundling and packing actually. Suppose there is a file called home.js and we have a file called index.html. And in this home.js, there is some code written. Now, important is, in order to use this JavaScript code in HTML page, do we need to link this file to that page or not? We have to link now. Without linking, will it work? No. Now it will work. For that, what we do is we set configuration. That means we set scripts. We will set scripts. We will set the path for the scripts. We will set the path. We will say that actually this is present in some folder called scripts folder. Then we will mention the path here called what? Scripts. In scripts folder, we will mention the path. That means .. like that. Now what is the meaning of this is, now this file, this index can accept the scripts from this location without physically linking them. Understood? That means it is a mapping technique. That means from where to pick CSS, from where to pick the styles, where to pick the script. Everything is done through a mapping. You don't need to physically link the files. Without physically linking the files, you need to just configure from where scripts need to be accessed, from where images need to be accessed. That is what actually this file is, angular.json. And you see, as of now, Angular JSON is empty. Little bit, it is saying projects, and it is saying projects are currently empty. Once projects are created, project related settings will come here. And every project have a lot of settings. You will see after creating project, what settings will come. Okay. Initially it is empty. Okay. Another file we know already, package.json. What is it? It defines project metadata. Am I right? Already I explained how to generate this package JSON. We learned how to generate package JSON. So to generate actually package JSON, we use the command npm init y. That is the command used in the beginning. I showed you already. So while creating a TypeScript project, I told you how to create a package JSON, how to create tsconfig.json. What this metadata contains? It contains information about dependencies in project. What dependencies you are using in project? That means what libraries you are using, which version you are using, all the information. And not only that, so it defines name, version, license, etc. All these details are defined. What is the version of project, what name of project, which license it is following, all that information. You see, package JSON contains all the details. Package JSON contains all the details. The name, the version, and you can see what are the dependencies. That means what libraries are installed, which version installed, all that information is updated here. It contains project related metadata. Actually, there will be another file called package log.json. Package log.json actually it contains detail information about every dependency. Dependency related information means what libraries are present, that information is in package JSON. That library related more details will be in package log.json. This is important for every developer. Why? Because suppose you learned Angular or Java or .NET or something. Now you want to practice some projects. Online, so many people will provide you some free projects you can download and you can use them. First problem that you will face is when you download a project developed by somebody, that project will not smoothly run on your PC. Why? Because what libraries he used in that project, which version libraries he used in that project, the same libraries, same version must be in your PC also. Otherwise, the project cannot run smoothly. As a developer, how do we know what library he used? How do we know which version he used? All that information is present in these two files. What is it? Package JSON and package log.json. And another special facility is you don't need to download those libraries manually. What you can do is simply in your workspace, you can run a command called npm install. When you run the command npm install, it will look for package JSON file. In that package JSON file, it will check what libraries are installed and it will install all those libraries automatically. That means It will look for the dependencies and install all the dependencies that are required for project. Now you can smoothly run the project. For that, these two files are very important. Package.json and package.log.json. Another is readme. Readme.md. It is nothing but it is help document. Help document, you can write anything for developers. That means use this command for running, use this command for testing. I kept resources in this location. Script files are here. CSS files are here. All such help notes you can give to other developers in this README file. You can see it is a help document. Already some help notes is there. It is showing you some help notes. So ng serve, your project will run in this particular port number. All such information it will display. This is all help document. You can update this help document to guide other developers, right? That is README. Another one is tsconfig.json. Already we discussed about this and we learned how to create what it is. It comprises of rules for TypeScript. TypeScript rules will be here. TypeScript rules means while declaring a variable, is data type declaration compulsory or not? That you can decide. So while declaring a class, which case you have to write for class name? That means is it title case, is it lowercase, is it uppercase? All these rules of TypeScript are defined in tsconfig. Already we know how to generate it. How to generate tsconfig, already it is generated. You don't need to do. So we learned tsc init. Remember that? tsc init is the command. Init is the command which is used to generate tsconfig. Already in our TypeScript project we done that. And you see it is already here now. And see, so many things are enabled now. I told you in the last session, see target 2020 of JavaScript. That means I told you JavaScript ES8, ES 2020, ES18, ES17, ES15, right? It is currently using ES 2020. That means very advanced version of JavaScript, very latest version of JavaScript. And module system also it is using ES20. Actually, we learned module system last session, CommonJS, right? UMD, AMD, these are module systems. And Angular latest version is using latest version of JavaScript. It is using latest version of module system. And so many other TypeScript related rules will be here. And see, it is having strict true. I hope you know. Already we done use strict option. We discussed about that. All this is workspace. So you just have a workspace. Project is not there. Now we need to create a project. We need to create a project. You can maintain any number of projects in this workspace. So workspace is ready. Then how to add a project now? It's very simple. Adding project into workspace. How to add a project into workspace? How to add a project into workspace? First thing, you have to open terminal in workspace. Open terminal in workspace. Then run the command. You have to run the command ng generate application and your application name. Suppose I given the project name some shopping. That is your project name. That means it is going to add a new project by name shopping. So we are creating a new application by name shopping. So what you have to do, let's open the terminal. You know, you have to change the terminal to command prompt from PowerShell. Yes, now you have to run the command ng generate application. Application name is shopping. Our project name is shopping. Okay. Now it is going to add a new project into your workspace. Like this, you can add any number of projects. Now it is asking some questions. First question is, Would you like to add routing in Angular? Routing is very much required for single page application to design navigation. But we are going to learn how to use routing manually. We will add manually when required. So say no. That means don't add any routing. I will add whenever it is necessary. So we are not adding routing. Okay, next step. It is asking which format of CSS you want to use. Directly you want to use CSS or Sass or less. I hope I told you already, CSS pre-compilers are there. Sass, less, we have to write in Sass and translate into CSS. It is asking the developers which one you want. If you don't know anything, just leave it with CSS. You can directly use CSS. Okay, enter. Next step. So it is adding all the project resources here. So all the project related resources are here. Now, once the project is added, that means we have to use this, and it is asking few questions. What are the questions? So add routing to project. The question here we said no, N. And which style sheet format you want to use? We selected CSS. We can also select Sass. We can also select less, like, but for that you have to learn them. You should have an awareness on them, because in real-time projects, if lot of CSS is there, we prefer using Sass. In Sass, we write everything and convert into CSS. But we will directly use the CSS here. Okay, right. Now, a project is created here. Once the project is created, inside that project, what are the resources available? We have to discuss. Again, it's a lengthy file structure, right? First, what we will do is, project is installed, project is created. Now you see there is a new folder called projects. Now in these projects, you will find shopping. And in the shopping, again, some files are present. We will discuss about them in the next level. What are those files? But now you can directly test your project. How to test the project? That means, so after project is created, just test your project. How to test your project? You have to use ng-serve. ng-serve -- project is equal to shopping. Because you are currently using workspace. In a workspace, there may be several projects. Which project you want to start? You have to, that means test your project by serving. Test your project by serving. So on server, right? Serving on server. And it will start on server. You see, you have to run this command. ng-serve project is equal to shopping. Project is equal to shopping. That means it starts the project now. Automatically, generally, it starts the project on this port number. Actually, your project starts on this is http://localhost 4200. That is the port number. It runs on 4200 port number. We can change the port numbers. We can do different things. We will learn level by level. By default, every project runs on this port number. That means you see, I am running this ng-serve. First it is compiling, and you see it says server is listening. Server is listening on this port number. Now what you have to do? So you have to open your next step, open any browser and request the URL. What is the URL? HTTP localhost, what is it, 4200. Open any browser and request this, then your project will start. You see now, so HTTP colon, I opened Edge browser, and here we are using HTTP colon / and localhost and colon 4200, and you see your project is ready. This is your project main screen. Shopping app is running. Now, how this entire screen came to us? We haven't designed anything. Now, how this screen came to us? How to customize this? How to put our own screen there? That is what we are going to learn now. For that, we need to understand how the Angular project works. What is the architecture behind it? Then we can set up this screen by ourselves now. That we will see in our next session. Tomorrow we will do. So right, for that, up to this you have to practice. Then tomorrow we will start working with that. Right, I will, this notes I am uploading in the same demo session. I am creating a new classroom code, and I will share that code to you, so that Angular related all the notes will be in that location. Okay, right, I will share that tomorrow. Right, I have to create that and give. Okay, right.